Welcome to Sunshine Cathedral's Queer God Squad. It's Monday, November 4th, 2024. I am Bishop Darrell Watkins, the senior minister here at Sunshine Cathedral. With me today is Sunshine Cathedral's executive minister. He's also my husband, Bishop Robert Griffin, and Sunshine Cathedral's Minister of Connections, the Reverend Dr. Ann Atwell. Visit sunshinecathedral.org to learn more about our progressive faith community and how you can be part of it no matter where you live in the world. And if you live in South Florida, be sure to check out the Sunshine Cathedral Center for the Performing Arts Entertainment for LGBTQ community to benefit the LGBTQ plus community. On Election Day, November 5th, from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m., our worship center will be open for people to drop in to pray. Please vote, and in addition to your votes, you can come in and pray for our country. In addition to your silent prayers, Sunshine Cathedral clergy will offer prayers at 10 a.m., noon, and 2 p.m. And after each prayer is delivered, it will be shared on Facebook. If you enjoy the Queer God Squad, please share this or other episodes with your friends, family, and social media communities. At Sunshine Cathedral, we want you to know that you are God's miracle, not God's mistake.
This is the Sunshine Cathedral Perspective. Central Park 5 sues Trump for defamation. The BBC reports that Central Park 5, now known as the Exonerated Five, are suing Donald Trump for defamation. 5 men wrongly convicted of attacking a jogger in Central Park decades ago are accusing Trump of making, quote, false and defamatory statements, end quote, during a recent presidential debate. The plaintiffs, Yusef Salaam, Raymond Santana, Kevin Richardson, Antron Brown, and Korey Wise were teenagers who pled not guilty to rape and assault in 1989. They were wrongfully convicted but exonerated in 2002 after serving years in prison. The lawsuit cites several statements Trump made after Vice President Harris attacked him for buying ads that called for the death penalty for the 5 at the time. Trump said, and I quote, "They admitted it. They said they pled guilty, and I said, well, if they pled guilty, they badly hurt a person, killing a person ultimately," end quote. By the way, not only did the 5 not commit the attack, but the victim actually survived the attack. The lawsuit alleges that Trump made the comments negligently and with reckless disregard for their falsity, end quote. The men have said their confession to police were coerced after they initially pled guilty. Manhattan prosecutor later acknowledged flaws in their case. The 5 were exonerated in 2002, and DNA evidence and a confession ultimately led to the true perpetrator. Attorney Sean Inspector said in a statement that the men, quote, seek to correct the record and clear their names once again, end quote. Was Trump's vendetta against the Exonerated Five racially motivated? And should he publicly apologize for the ways he hurt them? Why doesn't his chronic dishonesty affect his standing with his base? Well, that's the question of all times, of all ages, and anything that involves Donald Trump.
Yeah.
Why doesn't anything that he says or does affect his base that in this current presidential debate, or even in the previous presidential campaigns? And someone said earlier, a sheep knows their shepherd, and unfortunately, if this is what he's doing, they're not only endorsing what he's doing, but they're also doing it too.
Yeah.
And it's time for, hopefully at some point in his life, that there will be some reconciliation around what he has done for himself. But I just don't feel it. Yeah. I don't feel that he is capable of telling the truth, or not defaming someone, or not attacking someone. There was things that he did in that first presidential debate of mocking other individuals that should have just automatically disqualified him then. Yes. There was things that he said and was heard saying, the whole grab them. Like that just should have disqualified him in that instant. There are other people who have been on national platforms like that who have done way less, said way less, and was removed from national platform. I guess he just got on Teflon drawers, and I hope someone pours some gasoline on it and just light a match. But even in that thinking, Just be honest. Just do right.
You remember when Governor Dean
Oh, God.
got excited and yelled out loud, "Yeah,
Yahoo!
ruined his career.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That
He
was
got
a
loud
showstopper.
one day and it destroyed he had never lost an election before that. And it just took that.
Yeah.
Hillary Clinton called people who behaved deplorable.
Deplorables.
And she hasn't lived that down yet.
Yeah.
Although she was telling the truth. She was like, these people, so his core base are they,
Deplorable.
yeah, they admire his deplorableness, you know.
Yeah.
So yeah, but meanwhile, Kathy Griffin, one tasteless joke,
Yeah.
ruined her career. So how is it that he can do or say anything and it's just all okay? He has called people communist and fascist, sometimes in the same breath. You can't be both. They're politically and economically different philosophies. So when he says, she's a communist and a fascist, well, she's neither, but she couldn't be both. But he can say anything so ridiculous, anything so stupid, anything cruel, and somehow he gets away with it. And for him to want the worst possible punishment for people, when he himself is a 34-time convicted felon.
Yeah.
There are more cases down the pike. He is an adjudicated rapist. He cannot do business in the state of New York. He has been convicted of fraud.
And yet, that's the man they want running this country.
And he doesn't expect to spend a day in prison. So for someone who thinks he can just laugh in the face of the Constitution every day, but then want the worst. So that's already problematic. That they didn't do it, super problematic. What if they had gotten the worst punishment and then later exonerated? As it is, years of their life were stolen from them.
Yes.
And he shows no remorse. Even if you did believe you were 100% right at the time, once you find out you're not, there's really no remorse, no apology,
No.
Not even a financial gift to say, well, here, maybe you can get a new start. I'll help you. Nothing. No accountability, no responsibility. I think that's a dangerous person to be in charge of anything. So, and remember that this is the son of a Klan person. His father got arrested at a Klan meeting. That this is a person who got in trouble for housing discrimination. This is a person whose racism is on record. And so this is one more instance. So of course it was racially motivated, and it's racially motivated that he has done nothing to atone for it or to be held accountable for it. So I think this is one more and damning story of his toxic racism and how he is incapable of being fair with people who do not share his social location.
Right, absolutely. The question, should he apologize to the Exonerated Five? Yes. Will that happen? No.
Yeah.
That will not happen. And why doesn't his base, stand up to him?
Find that problematic.
Because his base supports the same things that he does. It's obvious. They support the same things that he does. He has given them permission to put their racism, their sexism, all of their isms on display.
Right.
And suffer no consequence.
Yeah. We have a question, and I'm trying to understand it. The Messiah you build up, is infallible. That's
Messiah
right.
complex.
So the people have a Messiah complex think of him as the chosen one. They've actually said as much.
Yeah, yeah.
That God has chosen him,
Yeah.
and that makes him messianic. But the person you think is noble. The Messiah figure, and there were several, not just Jesus, but they stand up to the empire. They work these healing miracles, they bring people wholeness. These Messiah figures bring people together. They build people up, they heal people. They look forward to an inclusive, utopian sort of future, not one where everyone's scared you're coming for them. And so, for them to claim he is sort of God's chosen, and yet he doesn't possess any of the qualities of mercy, love, compassion, love of neighbor, welcome of stranger. He possesses no Jesus-like, no messianic qualities at all. In fact, what he displays is much more diabolical than messianic.
And those same folks who are lifting him up as the Messiah were those same folks who prayed against President Obama and his family.
That's right.
And so you take those two distinct individuals, and really evangelical Christians, that's your model for messiahship.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not flying.
Yeah.
Not flying.
Yeah.
Yeah. And in fact, no, I don't give much credit to it. I mean, the whole beast and Antichrist and dragon and all that's all about the Roman Empire. It's about the Emperor Nero, and this, it's about the past, not the future. And yet, those monstrous figures, that Antichrist, that beast, that seems much more in line with this sort of government figure, with this sort of populist leader than anything messianic. So yeah, when the tune you're singing is being cruel to Puerto Ricans, being cruel to African Americans, being cruel to LGBTQ plus people, being putting your cruelty, turbocharging it for trans people, and for immigrants and refugees. And this is the love thy neighbor as yourself and doing to others as you would have others doing to you. This is not what he models, and this is not what his admirers model. And in fact, some of us are very uncomfortable. We're waiting to see how things work out, because after the election, how much power is he going to have? Because if he has any, he's going to take more. And those who are already on his less than human list, that includes everybody at this table, we're concerned, and reasonably so.
Absolutely.
And so we're waiting and hoping for the best, hoping for peace and justice and love and compassion. But that is almost impossible as long as he's given airtime.
Yeah.
What's that?
Well, that's today with the Queer God Squad. We want to thank you for joining us. We're here daily to have some fun and to discuss what our LGBTQ plus community is talking about.
Sunshine Cathedral is the world's largest progressive queer church. Progressive, queer, and God are words that naturally should go together.
We are all in this together. Remember that. You are God's miracle, not God's mistake.
Until next time, we are the Queer God Squad. Goodbye.
Bye.